All right, howdy. Welcome back to WindleyMania, the greatest podcast you've never heard of, brought to you by the greatest band that you have never heard of, that band being Windley, of course. I am the best in the world, Andrew Reidner, and I happen to play guitar in that greatest band you've never heard of, Windley. A lot of accolades we have, the best podcast, the best band. I'm the best in the world. Oh, it's really lonely up here on top, I'll tell you that much. I jest. But yes, at Windley_band, if you want to look at all of our dumb music and dumb things, whatever we're on. I'm not sure of how extensive that is, but you got to be on these things. You got to, no matter what. I don't know, we're not on the TikTok. Anyways, I'm getting carried away. I am by myself in the storage unit, waiting on the other boys. We're going to be practicing. We got some shows coming up, so we need to be nice and tight, nice and good sounding. Does that make sense? I don't know. We gotta make sure it's, we don't want to be too polished, but God forbid we sound too good. So. But no, we got shows. And I'll be talking about a bunch of shows later on. But if you want to go ahead and look at Myrtle Beach shows on the Instagram, more than welcome to. Lots of fun stuff. Booked all the way up to September or something. It's pretty crazy. Lots of shows. All of them have been very great this year. And I hope they continues, especially May 12th at Fresh Brewed with us, Windley, and Penalty Box, Fallscape, and a Brevity. On May 12th, which is a Friday, which is coming up this week when this comes out. So that's circle it, be there, $10, pal. Anyways, another solo endeavor. We do this, and we usually just me and man's best friend. We talk about just shit we like. A couple weeks ago, I did the thing by myself, just talked about shit I like. And I'm pretty much going to do that again, just to have one of these in the bank, just to have something there. I love doing this. It's fun, and I don't usually look at, like how this is doing, because I don't expect much. I mean, we're fucking just a little ass band. No one knows who we are. But, I never check the numbers that much on how we're doing. The only thing I'll really do on the podcast hosting website is I'll upload the episode, and there's these Q&A things that apparently every episode is like, how did this episode make you feel? Which is a very weird question. I just listened to two assholes talk. Did you feel annoyed or like what? I don't know, but it's there, and I'll publish those. I don't even care what it says. It can say anything. It says, this sucked. It made me feel terrible. I want to die now. I'll post it because you're being honest, and we're nothing but honest men when it comes to WindleyMania. There's only the truth on this, So, but yeah, if you want to do that, you can. Like if you're listening to this on Spotify, there's a little Q&A thing. You write whatever you want. I'll post it. It could be, I do not care. I'm sure there's probably like some weird computer mechanism thing that makes it like, oh, you can't say that. Don't put that. But maybe you can do like like hieroglyphics or like a code, and I'll post it. I'm not going to decipher it. I'll just post it. So, but anyways, I did look at the number the other day, and I was like, oh, this is pretty, this is a little train we got going on. Everyone's on the train. So that's good. It made me feel a little better about it. Just, so I appreciate that. I don't think we've ever said, thanks for listening. I don't think we've ever said that ever. We're getting close to, about 70 of these. And I don't think once we've ever said thanks for listening. But this is because this is a really dumb show with a lot of dumb shit most of the time. I think maybe like one out of like, I don't even know if that one out of 20 of these episodes are like actually have something compelling and interesting. um, like it's usually the ones where we have other people and they maybe they like say something that's like, oh, I've never thought about it like that before. So that's cool. So, yeah, do all the stuff that other podcasts tell you to do for WindleyMania because, you know, you're supposed to. You have to, or else you're not a true Windley maniac. And we don't take too kindly to non-Windley maniacs around here. Oh, I am absolutely. I'm feeling a little rested. I'm feeling good. I feel pretty good. Yesterday, I had a nice, beautiful day off. And we have Connor McCoy here. Okay. So that was, you got me awkwardly talking to myself. But yeah, Connor McCoy's now here.
We're live, baby.
Yeah.
We're fucking
You haven't
live.
been on here for a while.
It has been a while.
I had a whole show set up.
What do you got
just
going
ready
on?
to fucking talk.
What do you got going on?
Two very specific Andrew things.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming one of them has to do with some type of wrestling.
Yeah, I was actually about to talk about how I watched Wrestling Dontaku Wednesday morning. I was up.
Okay.
And
What, it was like
I
3
was just
in the
thinking,
morning
New
our
Japan's
time?
back, baby.
Oh,
All right?
yeah?
Yeah.
Is it back with a fucking vengeance?
Oh no, it's interesting because from like 2012 to like let's say January 2020, there was like this big era of like of growth and great matches and great different things going on. Mm-hmm. The big feud was Okada and Tanahashi.
Right.
And this all culminated into the Tokyo Dome in 2020.
Right.
And it was between Okada and Naito. Naito finally got that big win in the Tokyo Dome against Okada for the IWGP Championship.
Very nice.
And that whole era really ended right there. And
when was that? Like 90s, I guess?
no, this is 2020.
Oh, okay. Okay. You're talking about like an era, like it happened.
Yeah, this was
ago.
like an era because like with New Japan, I mean, there's all sorts of different eras. In the early 2000s, like you can kind of consider that. Well, a lot of people consider that like the dark ages because they were experimenting with like shoot wrestlers, which that sort of style of wrestling really left a wake of a lot of dead promotions. Just people not being very interested in it after a while, like UWF and whatnot.
I'm assuming shoot is just straight actually shooting, like
Josh Barnett. You know Josh Barnett, right?
No.
You know Bob Sapp. Who are some other guys?
You have to forgive me. I'm not very versed in wrestling.
Brock Lesnar at a time.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I know Brock Lesnar.
They brought him in. They brought all these other guys in, all these shoot guys, and it kind of was like making. This was the time there was these stars that were being sort of like groomed in the late 90s.
Oh, that's not good.
No. But it took kind of a toll on those guys in a sense, just because of like, hey, you know, we spent a lot of time getting up to this spot in the card, but now the whole company's going in this new direction where it's like not, you know, wrestling. It's wrestling, but it's not this performative wrestling. It's very MMA based and
is cutting. I mean, like when you say shooting, I'm thinking of like college wrestling.
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
shoot.
Yeah, like I'm just thinking
Do it
of
for shoot.
guys going
just like what Garrett used to do. He was a shoot guy for a
when
while.
he beat that girl. That's what. Well, you know what they need is they need a Logan Paul like to revive it. They need maybe bring in like Jackie Chan.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's their Logan Paul.
Who?
Japan.
Just all of Japan. You know how many promotions are in Japan?
I mean, the only one I know of.
First of all, what you're doing here is number one terrible. With like, I should get Jackie Chan, who is
they need somebody. They need a big star if they want to revive Japanese
they do
wrestling.
have it's not doesn't need to be
They need
revived.
a big
it's
internet celebrity.
Pro Wrestling Noah's not doing too good. I mean, Jesus, they did they were in Sumo Hall this past weekend or this past week. Sumo Hall's like this giant building, and we did like 800 people.
Oh shit, where's that?
It's in
Tokyo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I want to go to Tokyo.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Yeah, I want to go out there for a while and try one of those ramen machines.
What is like a vending machine?
Yeah, it's like everything is automated in Japan. Everything is like everything. All the food you get is out of a vending machine. It seems like a dope place. I want to see what they got going on out there. Give you a nice body pillow.
Sure.
Yeah.
What would you get on it? You would want a character?
Yeah. Probably get like Eddie Murphy. Get the Eddie Murphy body pillow in Tokyo.
Eddie Murphy, just like vanilla Eddie Murphy, or one of Eddie Murphy's famous characters, like Buddy Love?
I would.
Or Donkey. Well, yeah, Donkey.
What is it? Coming to America. That era of him in the what is it? McDowell's hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have that.
Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail your wrestling.
No, a lot of people are having a sigh of relief. I should do it anyways.
What?
Just
go off on
just go off what I was talking about. Wrestling
off,
Dontaku. It was over the Fukuoka
Go off, King.
Convention Center. Well, the whole point I wanted to really make was like this. That whole, you want to call it the Bushi Road era, you can. You want to call it the Okada era, you can, because it all really kicked off in 2012 when, after the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, Okada comes out. And Okada at that time just came back from excursion, and he was just sort of like this geek. He had a horrible, Jesus Christ, my fucking accent.
Horrible. You're from Boston?
He had a horrible he had a horrible match earlier in the card, and Tanahashi's in the middle of the ring after the main event, and he's doing his victory speech. He does like the air guitar gimmick, and then Okada comes prancing down the ring, and the Tokyo Dome people in there are like laughing at him. And he looks like a fucking dork. And then in the next month, in wherever they were, they have a title match, and then Okada wins, and it was very shocking. And he looked like the man at that point. And it was like, oh shit, this guy's fucking for real. So Wednesday morning, they had the IWGP World Heavyweight title match between Sonata and Hiromu Takahashi. Mm-hmm. And Sonata was he was in another faction called Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Yeah, and that's in Japan.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So this is the originally a Mexico faction.
Okay.
CMLL now. But he left that and he joined this other faction that was originally called Just Four Guys.
Four Guys?
That formed earlier this year, yeah.
That's what it was called?
Yeah, so it was, they were all part of Suzuki-gun, which disbanded. And so Taichi, Taka Michinoku, Doki, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru started this new faction called Just Four Guys.
Well, that's an excellent name.
Yeah, so, and then during the New Japan Cup, Sonata left LIJ and joined Just Four Guys. So now they're called Just Five Guys.
Oh, like the burgers.
Like the burger place.
Yes,
yeah.
Awesome.
And
they got Five Guys over there?
I don't know.
At this point, yeah, they got all the...
Famously, there's a TGI Fridays across from the Tokyo Dome.
Really? Yeah, they got just like the normal TGI. I've never actually been at a TGI Fridays.
I haven't been in a long time.
I'm trying to... How many are there here?
There's at least 3.
There was one in North Myrtle, but they had RIP.
There's one in North Myrtle still.
The Dead Mall? No, it's...
Oh, not over there,
yeah,
but it's more toward, if you keep going more north.
That's what... I've always been more like a Chili's guy myself.
I had chili. We talked about this last week. I had Chili's, and it was tearing up my stomach.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty mid-tier stuff.
During that whole episode, I was trying to explain, it was a very, in-depth, a lot of information in this last week's episode.
Yes.
And the whole time I had to take the biggest shit of my fucking life.
Why didn't you just pause and take a shit?
Because I was trying to get into it. I was trying to get into it, man.
Yeah. Like, you're not into it unless you're you just got a fucking diaper full of shit.
Yeah. So Sonata, all right?
Right.
He fucking he leaves LIJ. He's now in just 5 guys, and he wins the New Japan Cup. He challenges Okada. He wins the title, which is a very like Sonata was always sort of this upper mid card guy, like, and he was more so relied on like being a tag champ guy or a secondary title, and then they would throw the bone at him for the world title challenges. So there was like 3 or 4 matches in 2019 that were all main events between him and Okada for that title. But he's now like a champion, right? And it's sort of like a weird.
They had 4 title matches in the same year with the same 2 guys.
One was a New Japan Cup final. One was a G1 block final, I think.
Oh, okay.
And then there were 2 title matches. So I misspoke. But I remember one of them being the one towards the later of the year was a little more famous just because of like there was a typhoon that day.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
some real Japanese
there was actually
shit.
and there was like a lot of damage in that area.
Oh fuck.
So, and then Hiromu Takahashi, he's in LIJ, so these guys used to be in the same faction.
Right.
And this sort of reflects in 2020 where they had another guy named Evil. He left LIJ and joined Bullet Club. And Hiromu Takahashi was furious over this, so he challenges Evil, and he lost at that. So he challenged Sonata this time, and he lost. But after the match, during this whole tour, basically for New Japan, they have a big show, but before that, they have a bunch of dates that are just a tour.
Okay.
So this was like the Road to Wrestling Dantaku, and it was just like 2 weeks of shows. And then you get to the big show in Fukuoka. Man, I'm feeling good.
Oh my gosh. Ooh. What did you have to eat today?
I had a Slim Jim.
That's it?
I had some jambalaya earlier.
Oh, that'll do it too.
Yeah, that so I'm feeling a little spicy.
A nice Coke Z.
Yeah, I got the Coke Z right here.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So, but after the match, a returning, much like in 2012 with Okada, except this was different because in 2012 when Okada came out for the title challenge, he looked like a fucking dork.
Right.
He was getting laughed at. And then a month later, you could really tell that, oh, this guy means fucking business. And then he won the title. This time, Yota Tsuji emerges. They were playing videos throughout the tour that was like, it was like a space wolf, essentially.
What the fuck?
It was very bizarre. Like, it was like a bunch of shots of space and then like shots of a wolf. It seemed very weird.
Space wolf.
So I don't know what his whole gimmick is.
It's like something I'd come up with when I was like 12 years old. I mean, space wolf.
Yeah, but Yota Tsuji was a guy that came up through their dojo system.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a guy that I always kind of really enjoyed. He debuted back in 2018.
Right.
And he was just like in that dojo class, he was the biggest motherfucker in there. Like I think he's only like 6 feet tall, but comparatively to like some of the other guys.
How many pounds are we talking here? We're talking like 400.
Got to be like at least 210, maybe 220.
That's not like crazy huge.
I mean, he's pretty fucking big.
For a wrestler, I guess that's like...
He's pretty big.
Yeah, I hear 200 pounds. I don't really think of how... I guess heavyweights...
I'm not really good with eyeballing weight either.
Me neither.
But
that's what I mean. I guess what is it, like 165 is the heavyweight generally, like in like UFC. So
yeah,
210.
Sure,
that's a big boy.
He's big as fuck. And he kind of
flying around.
He resembles Yoshihiro Takayama.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Oh, I thought maybe as an MMA fan, maybe you do know who Takayama was.
Mm-mm.
He was a big motherfucker, and he would kick your ass. And there was a famous him and Don Fry
Oh,
I've showed you that fight.
Yes,
I've
yes.
showed you that
okay,
fight, yeah.
I've watched that fight multiple times because that fight's wild.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that shit is
Takayama
wild.
and Don Fry. And Takayama is a big mother. He's way taller than Yota Tsuji. I mean, I think he's like 6'6" or 6'7".
Yes.
And so they resemble each other, and I've kind of like just when he was a young lion, I really I was into it. And then plus he was a guy who was very much into like luchadors and Mexican culture.
Right.
So when he wanted to go on excursion, he really wanted to go to Mexico, but there was something, he went on excursion in 2021. When did he leave? Something like that. So he couldn't really go to Mexico. He ended up going to the UK, but then later he would go to Mexico. So he just came back from Mexico essentially.
That's like so not exotic is to go to the UK.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
I didn't watch any of his Mexico stuff, but I watched Rev Pro, which was the UK promotion he was at. So I saw him mostly over there. But he comes back and he looks fucking cool as fuck. He's got this big jacket. he's wearing the fucking like tight black shirt and fucking jeans, and he just spears Sonata.
Oh fuck!
And it reminds me of that whole Okada thing, just because like a young lion coming back and then going straight to the title sort of thing. The only difference is that the crowd was absolutely ecstatic to see him. And then also, like, unlike Takayama, like, even though he like kind of looks like him and is really big, he was like smiling and stuff, which I kind of wish he went in there with just like straight face or a frown, even just like, but he was like kind of like smiling, kind of eating it up a little bit. But
how good it's got to feel to spear somebody.
Yeah, well,
it's got to.
And now they have a title match set up for their big Dominion show.
Oh yeah, when's that?
Osaka Joe Hall. June something. I don't know.
Is that the night of the Brick House? Yeah, I think you were talking about pulling.
No,
up.
that's that show that has not been confirmed or denied was the same night as Double or Nothing.
Oh, okay.
But they're this Dominion show. I think it used to be on June 9th. Because it would always say Dominion 6-9, which was great. I don't know when it is this year. I forgot. But there's the Best of the Super Juniors tour that is preceding it.
Right.
Where
that'll be at what, 3 a.m? Probably.
Usually. I usually
what's the time difference? It's like
13 hours for us.
All right. Yeah,
so,
honestly, that's pretty cool though, because I stay up pretty much all night anyways.
I usually don't sleep straight through 8 hours. I usually sleep for 3 or 4, then wake up, stay up for about an hour or 2, then go back to sleep.
What a weird way to do that.
And I sleep and I take naps during the day. So like usually when I get home, like I'm taking like at least like a 30-minute nap.
Okay.
And then I'll nap before I go to bed too. and I don't know.
A pre-bed nap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean that's like the main reason. Like if I could sleep properly, I wouldn't watch all this bullshit live.
Right.
But since like I'm like, well, there's I'm up. I'm going to be up for a couple hours. I might as well watch like the business end of this wrestling card.
Right. I think that's completely fine. Yeah. So like, honestly, I'm going to be home anyways.
They have a tournament during like the later end of the summer. I mean, for the past there was 2 years where it was in the fall. This past more recently.
Right.
But that's I'll stay up and watch every single fucking show for that, because I'm like that's that G1 tournament. I'm always like I got a lot of energy for it. But yeah,
that's how I feel about the Australian Open.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Stay up for it?
I stay up for it, dude. For those women's doubles, dude.
Oh yeah,
fucking that shit is sick, dude. That's why I love when the sports are on the other side of the country because I'm up at 2 a.m. anyways.
I'm going to be up I don't know if I'm going to be up for the whole thing, but I think it's Friday or Saturday. There's a Dragon Gate show, Dead or Alive.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Big. They have several big shows. Like a lot of these promotions, they have several big shows during the year, but Dead or Alive is the big May Dragon Gate show.
Oh, shit.
Which, interestingly enough, is Shun Skywalker and Madoka Kakuta. Mm-hmm. And they had a title match in 2021 at Dead or Alive, but it was sort of flipped. So Shun Skywalker was like the babyface leader of his faction Masquerade, and Madoka Kakuta was going by Hip Hop Kakuta, and he was part of RED.
Hip Hop
Kakuta, yes, sir.
All right.
He has a really big ass.
Oh, wait, yeah. And that's why he's Hip Hop?
I don't know why. I don't remember why he was. You'd have to ask Jay Church, the English commentator for Dragon Gate. Oh. You can tweet at him, and I'm sure he will explain. But during that title match, Hip Hop Kakuta at the time,
yes,
about 5 minutes in, he fucking like broke his shoulder or some shit.
Oh no,
that was during Shun Skywalker's Dreamgate run then, yes, which was like described as snake bitten, just because of like kind of like a lot of weird circumstantial booking with his challengers, and then also injuries from other stuff. I can't remember the others on the top of my head. I think there was another one with Kaz Sakamoto. I don't remember, but now it's sort of flipped because Madoka Kakuta returned, and he's part of a faction with Dragon Daya and Yuki Yoshioka, and Skywalker is part of a faction called the Z-Brats, and they're bad.
Oh.
So it's flipped.
The bad guys?
Yeah.
Z-Brats.
match. And there's a Brave Gate match with Jason Lee and Dragon Daya. And there's the whole card's been announced. I'm excited.
Ooh.
Aichi Prefectural Gym.
Saturday night?
Yeah. It's Friday or Saturday. I can't remember. It'll already be done by the time this comes out.
Oh, okay.
People are completely lost. That's what I wanted to do for like 30 minutes, at least the first 30 minutes of the show. Just have people completely lost.
They're just like,
what the fuck?
Well, that's a cool thing about having your own podcast.
Yeah, no, that's exactly.
You can just talk about whatever the fuck you want.
And that's usually what we do.
Yeah,
aside from when I'm trying to talk to people about their bullshit.
Yes, that's.
And by bullshit, I mean like fun music that they make.
Mm-hmm.
I mean bullshit. I say bullshit just as a.
It's just a general term.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean.
We got bullshit.
Yeah, we got bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I. Where's our interview?
Yeah, interview us.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, get us on your podcast already. Mm-hmm. Andrew would talk about Dragon Gate.
Oh yeah, dude. We got a Dragon Gate towel in the unit.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's incredible. Well, I'm hoping everybody has been enjoying that. That's what. Is this your second? It was going to be your second solo episode.
Yeah. So, well, the other one I feel like it was a little more accessible because I talked about. Well, no, not really, because the first half I talked about Marvelous 3, and I feel like people were learning a little bit about a band, and then the second half I just talked about comic books I was reading.
Oh, nice.
So they were just like, I imagine everyone was like, "What the fuck?" So. I enjoy that. I enjoy
I'm sure there's a few people out there that enjoy it.
Yeah, I was talking about how earlier. I was talking about how surprised I was at people that listen to this.
Yeah,
I never checked the numbers, and I did the other day. I was like, oh, that's pretty good for what the fuck this is. Yeah,
it's like
I'm not going to disclose it because that doesn't benefit anybody.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd rather not know.
No,
when are we going to be able to start getting shit for free? Is what I'm wondering.
Sure.
When do we get dick pills to fucking?
I get the dick pills first because I do
the most work.
I do this most of the time.
Yeah, so you do the most work, but
you kick rocks.
Throw me one. One fucking dick pill. That's all I want.
I'd like to see that.
I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
But yeah, The only time I ever watch wrestling now is if AEW is like doing one of those, like not the pay-per-views, but like Dynamite or whatever. If it's just like on TV,
Yeah.
that's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
But
I've had an issue with this last block of TV.
What?
I want to save it for my slightly inebriated review that I'm going to do after Double or Nothing that I do on Windley Hub.
Yeah. What, with AEW specifically?
Yeah, I don't know. I want to do other shows, but I always do it for the AEW pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Because like it's always like a big, like it feels it's just like a big thing. These pay-per-views. There's only 4.
Do they still show
5
the
now, but
pay-per-views at the movie theater?
Yeah, that's where I go. Me and Devin.
Oh shit! I want to go next time.
Well, that might be interrupted.
Why?
For some other. Oh wait, no. Actually, it won't be during Double or Nothing. It's going to be all during. It doesn't matter. So yeah, Double or Nothing. Yeah, you should come.
Yeah, I'll go to that. Yeah.
Now, early on, I won't explain how, but early on in AEW, I used to get those bad boys for free.
Oh, damn!
And it wasn't like, and it was straight from Bleacher Report.
Mm-hmm.
And then they tightened up on it after the pandemic stuff.
Right.
They tightened up on that stuff. So
I mean, that's like the only way they're gonna make any money. So I guess that makes sense.
So I go to the movie theater now.
Yes,
because it is half off. Plus, there's a little bit of atmosphere.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure people are fucking hooting and hollering and shit and fucking.
And I'm not talking. And people may remember they did 2 pay-per-views for free in 2019. I'm talking Double or Nothing. I'm talking about the.
How's that pay-per-view if they're free?
I'm talking about the All Outs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about not Revolution that one time, but I'm talking about the big boys. I used to get some. Slide it towards Andy Dandy's way.
Put a little action on it.
No, well, I put action on these things, but I'm talking about people giving me the. A little bit of free. It's
Nice.
pretty nice.
How much is a ticket to get to watch it at the movie theater?
It's like $25.
Oh, dude, that's cheap.
And their pay-per-views are like $50.
Yeah, that's cheap as hell.
So
yeah, that's cool.
I can enjoy a nice sawdust-infused Coke Zero.
Sawdust?
Yeah. I get the big jug.
And there's sawdust in it?
It kind of tastes like there's sawdust in it.
They have Coke Zero there?
At the movie theater, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They're smart.
No,
and they sprinkle a little sawdust on top. And I really just should just bring my own bottle or pay the whatever to buy a bottle of it. But there's something about it where I'm like, this is right, because I've done the movie theater thing for almost 2 years for these pay-per-views, and it's always it's just ads. It's just part of the night.
Right? Yeah, that's what.
It's part of the night, man.
Yeah, I like the movie theater too. I was at the movie theater watching the Mario movie the other week, and
watching the what now?
The Mario movie.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Got some laughs.
Got some laughs.
That's what I mean. Like, it was okay. It was fine.
It's basically what I expected.
Yeah, it was pretty much exactly what I expected.
The only thing I didn't care for particularly was sort of like the pacing with it, but you kind of have to understand that
it's just basically a kids movie.
Yeah, well, and then kids today, I mean, these kids
today are always on their phones.
That's
always on their phones.
I definitely think that's part of why the pacing was so quick. Yeah, just fucking nothing. They didn't really give anything any room to breathe, but it's because it's fucking TikTok.
Yeah, God damn it, Chinese app.
But it's still fun, and the fucking soundtrack. I mean, first of all, you already got the Source soundtrack that kicks ass, and now where they chose to throw in the little, it just all. I thought that was all really cool.
That was a good soundtrack. Jack Black killed it.
I have nothing to say about the performances except for Cranky Kong. I thought that was kind of weird.
Did
it remind me?
You know who voiced him?
It was Fred Armisen.
Yeah, I was like, what?
It was very uncranky Kong.
He wasn't. He wasn't very cranky. It was not exactly what I expected him to sound like.
No Monty Mole either.
Yeah, that's what Who would you get to voice Yoshi?
Oh yeah, there wasn't really any Yoshi either.
Well, they kind of like.
It was just
I don't want to like give away any. I guess it.
Well, fuck it. No, there wasn't a Yoshi. Yoshi wasn't in the movie for the most part. There was a little shot of a bunch of Yoshis.
And at the end, they like closed up on the Yoshi egg.
Oh, I thought they were going to do something with that.
I assume that Yoshi is going to be a bigger part of like Mario 2.
Yeah.
So that's what I assumed. But yeah, it was fine. That's what. My friend Faith brought in chili into the movie theater. I was like, what the fuck?
Chili?
Yeah, like I just started smelling like straight up.
Where from? Just from home?
Yeah. Just had a Tupperware of chili.
Fuck it.
And I was like, honestly.
Well, does she carry around like a bag?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, that would be heartbreaking if that shit popped open in the bag. Huh?
Yeah, no kidding. But it brought her own spoon and.
I mean, fuck it. You pay all movie prices are honestly insane.
Well, we went
for a fucking movie.
It's $5 a ticket at the Cinemark. I forgot for what. I think it was because we went to like the super late viewing.
It was might be part of it. That's why I used to go in the morning. And I know Devin would, if he was here, was like, "Well, I got movie pass, so it's like That's what one of my friends had the damn movie pass. So I don't know if that was why or if it was because it was at 10:30 at night. But yeah, it was like $5 a ticket. It was super cheap. That's good.
Yeah, and it was.
Well, I'm saying if you were to pay like $12, bring in the chili.
Yeah, true. And it's not like the food they have at that movie theater is not like the popcorn is fine, but like those nachos are fucking trash. Like movie theater nachos are the worst.
I think a lot of people like them.
I just don't like nacho cheese. Like
the most I'll do is popcorn. I've never.
Yeah, no, that's what I get. Like a nice, I'll get like if I'm just getting one for myself, a small one. But if I'm splitting it with somebody, I get the large. And but yeah, it's like the nacho cheese fucking sucks. Like just the canned nacho cheese. I'm not a fan of that.
You should go in there and change it.
Yeah, this is like you guys should really get
You should write a letter.
Get shredded cheddar cheese and melt that shit in a broiler.
I like the sauce a little more.
Well, fair enough.
If I were to get nachos, I wouldn't want shredded cheese just sort of melted on top of the chips. I like the sauce is way more, satisfying. Unless you want to do a blend of both, I guess I can't argue with that. But if if I had to choose one or the other.
Does the canned cheese not hurt your stomach? It makes me feel like my stomach lining is being torn
I don't know
apart.
if you know this about me, Connor, but my stomach,
it
doesn't sound like it. Listen, it doesn't sound like it because I do complain a lot about, oh God, I got to take a big fucking shit or whatever. But
so do the rest of us. Everybody takes giant shits.
I agree. But yeah, my stomach, it's a well-oiled machine.
That's what the doctor said.
Yeah.
I got my checkup. He said, "Wow, this is
it's a well-oiled machine."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No,
there's a hiccup here and there.
Yeah,
but that's normal. That's human.
Just get the oil changed.
It's nature.
Fucking, you're all good. But yeah, Mario movie was good. I liked it. I know. I thought it was better than the Sonic movie. They need to do like a Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games movie.
I kind of like the Sonic movie more.
Did you?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's also like to me like what that came out 2 years ago.
I don't know
or something, but like that movie was pretty forgettable to me. They didn't have Jack Black. They didn't have fucking Charlie Day. I mean, that's fucking awesome.
All right.
As Luigi?
Sure.
Yeah. Fucking cinematic masterpiece, actually.
Oh, so that was
now it's a cinematic masterpiece.
Get fucked, Fellini.
Yeah, dude, that shit was fucking
Super
good.
Mario here.
Mario.
Who directed the Mario movie?
Oh, beats me. I didn't look at that. I don't know.
All right, right on.
I have no idea. That's like the first movie I've seen in theaters in like a year.
So, I was also going to talk about something I'm very excited and looking forward to.
Oh, yeah?
This week, the week that we're recording, a tour kicked off for one of my favorite bands, possibly my favorite band, Coheed and Cambria.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing another one of their Never Enders for their fourth album, No World for Tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, a Never Ender is like this thing they'll do where they'll play a whole album.
Okay.
When this album came out, it was like this came out in like 2007. They did like a thing in like 2008 or 2009 where they played 4 nights in a row. They played their albums. And they called it Never Ender because it was Never Ender is one of their songs and then also a thing in the comic book.
Okay.
But yeah, then the first time I saw them was in 2014 for their Never Ender for their second album.
Very nice.
And I remember being very excited.
Lad.
Huh?
You were a wee lad.
I was in 10th grade.
Damn, yeah, dude. You were a boy.
Yeah. To grow up and be a man, little baby.
Have you read the comic book?
I have. I don't find it particularly engaging.
No,
That's the thing. So, Coheed and Cambria, they're a rock band.
Yeah.
They're my favorite band because they infuse progressive rock and like emo and post-hardcore and pop punk.
Yeah,
they do all this like stuff and mix it together, and I enjoy
Sounds
it.
great, yeah.
And they do have like this whole thing behind their lyrics and stuff with the Amory Wars, which is sort of like Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
But not entirely like Star Wars. I have read. I mean, I have all the books, but I don't find much of it very engaging for me, at least.
Right.
The first book, well, he put out 2 comics before it was the Amory Wars called The Bag Online Adventures.
Okay.
And this was pretty much like, it seemed like what he was going for was to literally make a comic book for each song on the first album. So the first one sort of represents the song Time Consumer. And then there's the second issue kind of represents Devil in Jersey City. And then eventually he would have there was a Second Stage Turbine Blade book with Image at the time. And then there was another book for their third album, Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star 4 From Fear Through the Eyes of Madness.
Yeah, that's the album I like.
With the 4 on it. They had a comic book for that, but I have that one, that first one they put out. And that is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Like it is so incoherent, and just like the art is very, very minimal and boring. And
that's probably my favorite album by them too.
It's a very ambitious album. And then they brought in Peter David to co-write with Claudio Sanchez. Peter David's he's a comic book guy for the most part, and he's done other novels and stuff. But even that stuff I don't find terribly that great. Some of the art's cool in those those books. I have the Ultimate editions from Boom Studios. But and then he did a novel with Peter David for their 5th album. The comics I do like by Claudio Sanchez were some of the sort of the side projects that he was doing. So he had one called Kill Audio that was sort of like this kind of, I haven't read these in a long fucking time, but it was like a satire one where it was like music and drama, and the arts were like these actual intient beings. He had like a zombie story called Key of Z. And then him and his wife had one called Translucid, which was like sort of this study of like a superhero. And I kind of like that. I think that's probably his best work. But yeah, No World for Tomorrow, their fourth album. And you say you like that Good Apollo.
Yes.
This is volume 2 of that.
Okay.
And this is sort of like a thing where they were facing a lot of, this band has faced a lot of like bullshit throughout the years as far as like band things.
Well, yeah,
and this was during
like,
one of those points.
Yeah.
And that album, Good Apollo 1, is very much sort of like their opus in a way, if you want to call it that. Like this is what the first 2 albums were really leading up to as far as mixing genres and stuff. And this was more of probably their most ambitious and most leaning into like progressive rock and maybe a little metal.
Right.
But still had all that pop punk and emo tendencies. This album, it still has that like Coheed sound.
Right.
But it's very much more, it's almost like hard rock or classic rock in a way. Like, I don't know how to explain it, particularly without really like, if you weren't to listen to it. But it's like the title track, No World from Tomorrow, is like kind of like this crazy metal riff. But then there's some of these other songs with like just sort of like there's like the Hound of Blood and Rank. It's like this fucking come on, you gotta give it to me. It's sort of like that, a little more like bluesy.
Nice.
On the Brink, even he's doing like little like bluesy like vocal runs, like the world now hearn, worst thing to come, sort of like that.
Right.
And there's a lot of keyboard and synth on this one too by Rami Jaffe, I think his name is, who is now in the Foo Fighters.
Oh, really?
But he's not the only Foo Fighter who played on this album. Because at the time, I did mention there were issues between the band, particularly with their original drummer, Josh Eppard,
right,
who has since returned. And back in like 2012, he came back.
Yeah.
And their bass player, Mike Todd, who is not in the band any longer. But at this point, after that third album during touring, they were dealing with a lot of their own personal issues and whatnot. So they had left the band, and eventually they brought Mike Todd back. And during that time, they were actually touring with like guitar, like their drum tech and guitar tech.
Yeah.
And there's videos of them playing with them instead.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. But
it's big shoes to fill. Shit.
Yeah, so Mike Todd rejoins the band, but they didn't have a drummer. And they at the time, it's kind of weird how it lines up. I don't know how the conversation went down exactly. But at the time, they were touring with the Dillinger Escape Plan.
Oh, man.
And during that tour, Ben Weinman, who's like the main Escape Plan guy,
right,
he was like facing like he had his own sort of issues, and he had just got back from like an injury, and so he left that tour like a few days earlier,
right, and
it was kind of during that time where Coheed and Cambria asked Chris Penny to join their band, and there were sort of some disagreements within the Dillinger Escape Plan, so he was pretty much yeah. So, but he couldn't record on No World for Tomorrow, because of he was still technically in the band contractually through Relapse Records. So he wrote these drum parts, and they were recorded on the album by Taylor Hawkins.
Oh shit!
Who recently passed away, but was of course Foo Fighters.
Yes,
and it's interesting because like, I guess Penny wrote the parts, but you can kind of like, you know, if you're one of those guys who really listen in on, I mean, I know you do because you are a drummer, but you can kind of like feel it, because obviously Josh Eppard had his own groove going on. Chris Penny definitely has like Chris Penny was a guy, or he is, he's not dead or anything, but
right.
He was more technical. I mean, he was in Dillinger Escape Plan.
Yeah, that shit was hard and technical, and
so he was in another band too. He's done a few other like projects. He was in a pop punk band called Boxer at one point.
Boxer?
Yeah. Sam Sarah, that was the other band. They're like, you gotta like really do your digging to find them.
Yeah, that's
that was you can hear a lot of his like technical like crazy shits going on.
Right.
But Chris Penny, he had his own thing, but these were like these songs kind of felt more open and a lot of room to breathe as far as drumming goes. And then, but their fifth album, that's when Penny actually got to record on the album. And that's where it's a little more technical and like crazy and all over the place.
Right.
So they're doing a tour where they're playing this whole album. And I think it's like.
Where y'all going? Charleston?
Atlanta.
Oh gosh.
Because
Okay.
that's at the Tabernacle. It's a fun place. And plus, they're not coming on the East Coast. They're not coming back until like September. They're like breaking this up into 2 parts.
Okay.
But this album, I feel like it's a little overlooked just compared to like the first 3 albums. And then even some of the newer stuff, I think, kind of overshadows it in some way. I feel like there's a lot of discourse, at least in the band's fan community, where it's like, oh yeah, this stuff, this particular album, like this is great. Like, I don't know, it's just there is like a big change because again, like a lot of these like classic rock influences are really definitely on their sleeves for it.
Right.
Even what's his name? Ken Kelly.
Yes.
I don't know if you know who that is, but he was an artist. He died actually last year too.
Oh, R.I.P.
But he did Destroyer and Love Gun. He made those album covers for Kiss.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, and he's done. He did stuff for Man at War. I think he did a 4 Year Strong album as well. It's very much he does like.
I wonder which one.
These oil paintings that are like very realistic. They kind of like call back to like Frank Frazetta with a lot of like sort of like the fantasy art and stuff. So he did the album art for this, and it's kind of a little. There's some other art he did, but that's something about this album. Ken Kelly did that.
That's pretty fucking badass.
And I guess that kind of connects to like the classic rock thing, because of course Ken Kelly did, Kiss and a lot of other like classic rock type album covers. But yeah. So
who's opening up for Coheed in Atlanta?
Okay, so I was trying to remember, but I think they announced this tour a while ago,
right?
And then it was canceled in 2020, and that was originally going to be Chon.
Ooh,
but now it's Deaf Heaven who's opening for them.
I don't know who that is.
I haven't listened to their stuff in a very long time. I remember their first 2 albums, and it was like sort of it was kind of like black metal, but more alternative. I don't know what's but it's not like black metal that I like. It's like very I don't know how to phrase it because I'm not really a genre naming fella.
No, I feel that.
But it's like alternative black metal. I don't know what their stuff sounds like now, but I remember those first 2 things. They were definitely influenced by a lot of like shoegaze and black metal.
I just found out what shoegaze actually meant the other day.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I did not.
What made you?
Because we were going somewhere to. We were going to Sumter to watch a band or to play, and.
Oh, that's right, Scarlet, right?
Yeah,
didn't they describe themselves as shoegaze?
That's what. And I was like, I thought shoegaze was like soft, twinkly stuff. He's like, no, it's not like any particular genre. It just means that they have a lot of pedals.
Yeah, because they're looking at their shoes.
So they're looking at their shoes, and I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, I just thought it was just like soft. Like I thought you just like were listening to it and you were gazing at you just drifted off and were gazing at shoes. Or you know, like shoe gaze. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't really. Yeah, I had no idea. I'd known what it was for the past like I knew the term. I know what the word was, but I did not know what that meant. So slowly but surely becoming less stupid.
Sure. But yes, No World for Tomorrow, and yeah, I was not a fan of the band when this album came out. Devin would show me them after Year of the Black Rainbow, their 5th album.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one, Chris Penny played on that as well before Josh Eppard rejoined. And that's very much like a more progressive rock sort of, a lot of people dislike the production on it. It's Atticus Ross, who's now part of Nine Inch Nails. So it's a lot of...
Like now?
He's in Nine Inch Nails now.
Damn, that's a blast from the past.
But it's a very noisy and atmospheric record.
Yes.
But I fucking love those songs. And it kind of made me love Travis Stever more. Those lines that he plays on that album aren't particularly like complex or complicated. They're really, really straightforward and just sort of like support more than anything, as opposed to like a lot of the earlier stuff where he's like literally just playing like straight up lead parts that are a little more busy, or even doing counter melodies to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was like the album where I was like, I wish I had Travis Stever's job. Like that's like, I don't know. I love that album, but I hope they do a Never Ender for that, which I don't think they will, but they should play that. They should just do one date here in Myrtle Beach, just play that whole album, no openers unless it's someone you particularly really enjoy.
Like Van Halen.
Well, that would be a little... I don't really want to watch anyone else play guitar.
Okay.
With Van Halen. Unless it was maybe Nuno Bettencourt. If Nuno Bettencourt and Gary Sharon... Okay, let's just say Extreme. If Extreme opens for Coheed on that one date, that'd be awesome. And they throw in a couple Van Halen tunes. Why not?
Yeah. That'd be badass.
Yeah, that'd be something. Let's hope that happens. Extreme, doing a Van Halen set.
Soon.
No, they got to play something because I love Extreme. So they got to mix it up for 45 minutes, and then Coheed just plays Year of the Black Rainbow. I'll be a very pleased man.
Yeah,
there'll be a lot of people there for Extreme. I don't know how many people would. I don't know. I'd be very interested to see if they actually would do a tour with that album, because the consensus on it is not very positive.
Yeah.
Plus, I believe the band still sort of jokes about it in a sense, like
they don't like it.
Yeah. So, and plus the subsequent tour with that was like where the big thing with Mike Todd happened, where, well, I don't really. He made a poor mistake, and I don't know what he's up to now. I know he continued.
What did he do?
I don't. He robbed a Rite Aid with a fake bomb.
What the bomb?
With a fake bomb.
Fake bomb?
I don't know what he's up to now.
Damn.
I know that he made like a couple of weird bad choices, and then he sort of continued to do that even after being out of the band. I don't know if he's I hope that he's doing great right now, because he was a great bass player. His time in Coheed and Cambria, he was more so of like the third guitar player in a sense.
Right.
But now they have Zach Cooper, who I feel like fits better as far as being in a rhythm section. I kind of enjoy the Cooper Eppard duo the best.
Runs up and down the bass.
He does some runs, some here and there.
Yeah.
I think I don't want to I don't want to call him out or anything, but I think Devin actually took a couple runs from old Zach Cooper.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, that's good. I mean, like I just copy everybody else's fills.
Sure.
I speed them up, slow them down a little bit.
Yeah.
Change a couple things here and there, and boom, it's mine.
So, looking forward.
Wonder to that.
To the No World. You should listen to No World. Everyone should listen to No World for tomorrow.
That's everybody's homework.
It's a really fun album. So
yeah,
that's pretty much all
good.
I wanted to talk about was some wrestling and
fuck yeah, that's awesome.
The Coheed.
Yeah.
So
what do we got?
That's it. I just got to do some shows if you want to do that.
Yeah. Well, this is coming out after Sunday, right?
Yeah. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
Not particularly. No. So I talked about a few things I did this week or this month. So yeah. I've been a busy man. All I've been doing is playing golf. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about that here.
You play golf?
Yeah. I've been getting back into it the past few months.
You play all 18 holes or whatever?
Recently I've just been doing par threes, and then yesterday I actually went to play an executive course, which is just par threes with.
Did you get a steak or something?
Did I get a steak? No, I didn't get a steak.
I feel like if you play the executive course, then afterwards you eat a big steak.
They didn't have any steaks. They just had hot dogs and chips.
Oh.
Yeah, it was it's not a nice. I haven't been going to nice places. I'm poor. No, I went over that to Pueblo Bay place and played that, which is it's mostly par threes. It's got 2 par fours on. It's got 4 par fours total.
Oh God, already.
Yeah, I know.
This is how I feel right now about you talking about golf is how everyone is going to feel when they listen to. Well,
it's a great mix. We're talking about wrestling. We're talking about golf, which is golf is way worse than wrestling. I mean, nobody's going to care about that. Nobody wants to watch it. Nobody wants to play.
I remember the morning of the Tiger Woods,
where he got caught cheating on his wife.
Yeah, I remember that morning like it was yesterday.
My grandma was I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I couldn't wait to come home and watch fucking all the late night talk shows. Talking about it. Because I was on the way to school. I remember listening to my.
What did Jay Leno say about it?
This Tiger Woods. You hear about this? You hear about this? The Tiger Woods guy. You hear about this? I'm not. I don't have anything prepared.
Yeah. You hear about the writer's strike?
Yeah,
dude, that's crazy.
I saw a picture of. They were doing the writer's strike and they were walking, and then Jay Leno was actually there. He wasn't part of the strike. He was just getting into one of his cars, and he was waving, and people were taking faraway selfies with him.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about fucking picketers. He doesn't give a fuck about their workers' rights.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's no more late night television, I guess.
Well, there's no one fucking
Nobody I know watches that shit anyways. Yeah. I can't tell you a single person that watches
I was into the early Colbert.
His when he first started doing late night.
Yeah, I was kind of into that, but then I was it kind of lost me after a little bit because they especially during that, he joined right before that 2016 election, and that was when stuff was just super annoying. I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah, it got kind of stale, I guess, and I mean, I liked the old Colbert Report. That was a good.
Oh yeah,
that was a good show. That was incredibly good.
During that, that was Craig Ferguson stopped.
See, yeah,
Conan was still.
Conan's good.
Conan was still.
Conan will always be good though.
Time.
He'll never be bad.
Oh yeah.
But Craig Ferguson's probably the funniest one out of everybody. He had the gay robot? Or was it a gay skeleton?
Jeffrey.
Yes, that's what it was.
Jeff, I don't.
Yeah, that's what I was. He retired when I was a teenager, I think. Still,
I don't remember when he. It was not.
It was a while ago.
It wasn't super long ago, but it was not
long enough to where I couldn't remember what the skeleton's name was. Oh. But yeah, he was funny.
I remember when they were talking they were talking about who was going to take over late. I forgot who the names were, but it was someone where I was oh, this is going to kick ass, actually. It sucks that Craig Ferguson's not going to be there, but whoever they had to replace was oh, sweet. And then it was James Corden.
Oh God!
Who actually, I was like, oh fuck,
carpool karaoke, baby. Yeah. Let's go.
And then now he's stopping doing it. He's ending that.
There's like, I feel like there's like 30 late night talk shows.
There's Seth Meyers.
Nobody watches any.
Some of them get canceled too all the time.
Yeah, that's what. Because there's too many of them, and there's too much. There's not enough pieces of the pie for everybody. Yeah. So that's why I'm not watching any of that garbage. So
the most anytime I need a late night fix, I'll just watch like old Conan clips or old Ferguson clips.
Yep, Conan, like I said.
And even, I know I wasn't around when it was on, but some old Carson clips. Those are great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, I haven't watched any of Johnny Carson, but
really fun. That's when anything fucking went. That was when anything fucking goes.
When did he retired when we were like kids, right?
He retired before we were born.
Oh, okay.
We are.
That's why I was about to say. That's why I haven't watched any Johnny Carson. Yeah. I don't think I was never on in my household. Yeah. So, I like Jimmy Kimmel, but I liked him better when he was.
But of course, the
Man Show.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Who that doesn't matter. But the best, obviously the best late night host, bar none, was the late and great Larry Sanders. And we'll leave it at that.
Larry Sanders.
Yep. He was the best.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Hank Kingsley, probably the best sidekick. Mm-hmm. Hey now. That was good shit.
I don't think I ever
the one that. Where the monkey kind of like, flicked, he like punched Larry Sanders in the balls. That was awesome. Yeah.
I don't think I remember that.
Everyone remembers Larry Sanders. That was a great show.
I don't know if that was ever on in the household.
He's missed out.
Uncultured Swine.
It was a great show. What a great guest.
Yeah. So what do you got on the paper?
That is it. You need to follow at Myrtle Beach Shows.
Yes.
For all this information, you're really going to want to do that because all these shows. I was talking about this earlier.
They're all bangers.
They all have been really fun.
Yeah, they've been sick.
Yeah.
Saw Urban Waste the other week.
I forgot that was. I knew that show was happening, but then it was like, oh, this is happening right now.
Yeah,
so I missed out on that.
I thought you knew. That's why I didn't. I thought you just.
No one bothered to tell me.
I thought you were just busy or something. I thought you knew. Oh shit! Well, fuck. I should.
No, it's okay. This Friday, baby, May 12th.
Yes.
At Fresh Brewed, you have us, Windley, Penalty Box, Fallscape, and a Brevity. May 12th, Fresh Brewed, $10 8 p.m. It's going to be fun because then we're going to be playing this whole weekend with Fallscape and Penalty Box.
Yeah.
So Saturday, the 13th, we'll be in Raleigh at School Kids Records with Contact Comfort. Really fun band.
Oh, okay.
And then Sunday, we'll be in Virginia Beach at Scandals Live.
With
the other two bands.
Not pre-recorded live.
Right.
Baby.
And with someone else I don't remember. Sorry. May 20th at Fresh Brewed is Clean Sweep Nawam.
What?
And hey, man.
That's what it says. I'm just reading the paper.
Yep. And Ocala, May 20th, Fresh Brewed, $10 8 p.m. June 8th, Mall, Tombstoner, Visions of Brutality, and Narsara.
That's going to be a banger.
At Arcadia Studios at 6:30 p.m. June 8th.
The place
also
is dope.
$10.
That place is dope.
I'm excited to. Well, I'll be able to go to that one.
Yeah, Arcadia is nice. I like that place.
June 16th at Fresh Brewed, Bedlam Hour, Brandy and the Butcher, Heavy for the Vintage, and Circuit at Fresh Brewed, June 16th, $10, 7 p.m.
Yes.
June 17th, you want to go on Eventbrite to look for these tickets. You want to hurry up and get some tickets if you do not already have tickets already because you need tickets to get inside the show. Because it's
going to go stupid.
There's going to be more room for more people now because it's at the Brick House Lounge.
Yeah, I think it's like a 500 cap place. So, yeah, but tickets are going quick.
As far as I know,
they're selling like hotcakes.
We're already a little past halfway there, right?
Something like that. Yeah. It's getting there. It's like kind of wild.
So Brick House Lounge, June 17th. Windley opening that bad boy up.
Yeah, dude, first to go.
Yeah, we're getting out of the way because we know that we're a little more goofier than we don't have. I mean, that's kind of violent, right? The robot shirt.
Yeah,
but, we don't have any like skulls or pitchforks or anything.
No, nothing like that. Our name, our logo is completely legible. Unfortunately,
well, so is Torna Forte.
Oh yeah, true.
Which I think the people really like to turn a Forte. We're a little more goofier.
Yes. Oh, we're definitely goofier. So, I would say, yeah, we're absolutely goofier. I mean, we got you up there.
Yeah. Hymns of Blasphemy, Graves of Valor, Knife in the Dark, Your Spirit Dies, No Cure, Extortionist, and then My Children, My Bride, June 17th. You got to, at the Brick House Lounge, go on Eventbrite to get the tickets. They're $20, which is only $20 for fucking like 10 bands.
Yeah, it's a packed.
That's $2 a
day.
band.
It's a packed day. It's
maybe we're not worth $2, but I know
at least My Children, My Bride is. Your Spirit Dies absolutely is.
They're all these other bands are. We're probably worth a
nice gumball. Yeah, nice 25 cents.
So that starts at 5 p.m. We'll be playing at 5 p.m.
Oh, 5 p.m. happy hour, baby.
Yeah,
let's fucking get it.
And then, but all this information is at Myrtle Beach Shows on the Instagram.
There's so much
all
shit
sorts
going
of stuff.
on.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Wild.
And there's more stuff. Again, I think they're backed up, or they're booked up until September.
Yeah,
like they have all September filled too.
Shit.
So
good lord, it's been a year so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a year. Congratulations to all of you guys who are going to be coming out. It's a real treat. Truly,
it's a treat.
I'm very excited for the 17th. That's going to be really cool. But I'm excited for the touring bands and all the new local bands starting up. They're all really fucking dope. Yeah, cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool shit.
So that is all.
That's it, folks.
So for more Windley crap, you got to follow at Windley_band. Check out windleyhub.blogspot.com when you're on the toilet. If you're on Spotify, I think I mentioned this earlier, you got to do the Q&A. How did this make you feel? I just realized that exists. I
asked you how it makes you feel.
I don't like. I've been publishing the things just like you can just do it automatically,
right?
But yeah, there's this thing and people like post like, how did it make you feel? I don't know. I think I can change it, but I'm going to leave it.
Is there like a rating or is it like a multiple choice or
it's just like, they can write whatever they want.
Oh, they can write whatever.
And you can write whatever you want.
Okay. That's well, how did this make you feel?
Yeah.
Let us know by calling 1-800-POOP. Very good.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that it? The OG.
Yeah,
the OG,
that's it.
Connor McCoy.
Yeah, that's me.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. That's what we fucking. It's been a while since I've done a podcast.
Yeah.
So
good job.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. I think I really pulled my weight.
Sure.
This time.
Now you're gonna pull some of mine.
Let's fucking go.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye. Love you.